are nice and tight.
Nice and tight.
All right.
Nice and tight.
Welcome to Mooncakes Podcast, episode 24.
We made it to 24.
We made it to 24.
I know we say it every time. We're like, oh, we made it.
We made it.
Because it does take a lot of like scheduling, kind of, to like fit this in.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just trying to do this every week is definitely...
It's a commitment.
It's a commitment. But it's like, again, it becomes, after doing it for a 24th time doing this, it's like become a habit now. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Anyone recognize a new face? If you guys are
You've
seeing
never
this on
seen
video.
this person. Yeah.
Say something, Joseph.
Oh, this is Joseph.
My name is Joseph.
This is my husband.
I am the other
Me
half
lover.
of Mazar and Skunk. First off, I want to say, I give you guys props for doing this show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. You guys been
Thank you.
killing it. You know, I've been listening. It sounds great.
Another big fan.
Sounds
Right.
Yes.
He's another big fan.
You always mention Joseph like in our past episodes all the time. So now you guys, if you watch this on video, you'll see the face to the name.
You can't really see
Well,
much.
he's still anonymous still.
I am.
With his sunglasses.
We just took an Instagram photo. Donna just took a photo of us, and we all have our masks off. So
you will see his beautiful face at least.
Yeah.
Not his eyes though. His eyes will always be
Yeah,
a
his
secret.
eyes. Yeah, people. I remember people.
This one gets to see my eyes.
I was like, why do you wear sunglasses all the time? He's like,
And people close.
it's only for you, my love, to see them.
Oh, you little Keisha.
Yeah, totally. No, but no, a lot of people they get shocked. They come to me and they're like, oh my God, I saw his eyes. And I was like, well, there you go. You saw his eyes.
What do you call my eyes? They look like whale eyes or something.
Yeah, they have whale eyes. You know, have you ever seen like a blue whale? The eye?
Yes.
That's what his eye looks like.
Ah.
He's a blue whale.
Your light just went out.
Oh yeah. That's
It
okay.
does that?
It
Okay.
does that. It's
Oh,
just a temporary thing. But so you guys been we've mentioned this in our past podcast, but you guys been together for how many years now?
Over a decade.
Yeah. 15 years this December. Yeah.
I thought we were just gonna say 10 years.
10 years what?
But
That we've been together.
But it's 15?
Yes.
Yes, it's 15.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's wild. And
It's a long time. But it's been on and off. Like we've had moments where we were
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 But you guys met before Bumble, before Tinder, MySpace.
Yes.
Yeah.
The OG.
It's obviously Joseph that like hit up you, right?
Yeah, but he only wrote like 2 words.
Hey girl.
He said, yo, cute.
You still remember?
He said, yo, cute. And I was like, who is this? And then I looked on his profile, and remember I showed you the profile? I was really confused because there was like 30 versions of him. Remember? I was
I'm
just
a chameleon.
I didn't know which one I was going to meet. If I decided, we didn't even decide to meet up, but like I was like, if I meet him, I'm assuming already in my head, fast forward, I was like, which one of these guys am I going to meet? Which I was like, I like this version, but I don't know about this version. Because you had like different phases. You had like
I had like 5,
emo,
maybe 6 different looks.
6 different looks.
You
Yeah.
had your rockabilly kind of street
Oh, yeah,
look.
yeah.
You had
My emo look. My rock.
you had your like Asian gangster kind of look.
When we first met you, which was at the party, it was like slick back, right?
Is it like rockabilly
It was
goth?
rockabilly.
Death rockabilly? I don't know.
long.
It was it's just so many genres. Like I don't know. But yeah.
But since then, I've just given up and grown out my hair.
It's nice. It's all natural.
All natural.
All natural. We used to spend so much time on our hair. So it's just like
I'm on our looks.
So going back to when you guys first saw each other on MySpace, and you're all right. He says, "Yo, cute," and you're like, you looked at him like, "He cute too."
I wrote to I wrote to him and I was like, what did I say? I don't even remember. We printed everything out. It's somewhere printed somewhere.
Oh,
She printed it out. I
printed
don't
it out.
remember any of it.
I don't know. It was just like, oh, hey, what's up? I don't know. We just started talking, and then he started writing me like, instead of like everything in slang and stuff, he wrote paragraphs in like complete sentences, and it was just very articulate, and he sounded like very intelligent and stuff, and something that I wasn't.
Little did you know, I was just catfishing.
You just copy paste.
That's funny. No. Now that I know you and we've known each other for so long, like I know that that's you.
Okay.
No, he was really sincere, kind. It's like everything I love
My
about him.
recollection is I was horny and I just wanted someone.
Of course. I mean,
Just
you
wanted to get
were,
his dick wet.
yeah, you were 19, and I was horny too. I was horny as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
No, I remember every second of it.
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding.
But then we
He's
started.
a softie.
Yeah, you're told. Yeah. There, he's tough.
It's called
but he's
being a
also soft.
romantic.
A romantic.
A romantic.
romantic.
He's a romantic. And I don't know, something just, I just gravitated towards him. And then we just started talking. I remember he didn't even have his own phone. Like, I found out later that it was like his brother's cell phone.
Oh.
Because he was just visiting.
I was just visiting, yeah.
Oh, he was just visiting.
Yeah.
From where?
I was living in Texas at the time. in Dallas.
Oh, what?
And his aunt
And I was
and uncle has a plant.
a sweatshop.
Sweatshop.
In Texas.
Sounds more accurate.
Yeah, and they did like really big contracts, like Disneyland, like
Disneyland uniforms
Disneyland
and all
uniforms
that.
and stuff. So he would be working there because his your eldest uncle died, right?
I did deliveries. Yeah, my eldest uncle died.
So you went over there to like be supportive and like, you know, I don't know. So he just came to California just for a short
I was back
time.
home because I was we were partying in Vegas.
Yeah.
Me and my homies. So we just came back. You know, I was like, I've been away too long. Might as well go to Vegas. Let off some steam.
Yeah.
Found a girl.
And then and
Fell
then
in
he
love,
just ended
fell
up
in love,
staying.
and I just stayed.
He ended up staying and
Never
then
went back to Texas. My aunt was so mad.
Oh.
She was like, because you know I was the delivery guy and I was doing a
and then
great
she
job.
also invested money into you. Like you wanted to go to hair school and she paid for hair
Yeah.
school.
I went
you
to Paul
know,
Mitchell for a bit.
Yeah. She was so mad that she just like sold all his drum kits, like his drum set and everything.
It's funny, like everything I pre-Liz, everything I did was to get a girl.
Of course.
So
like every other
getting
guy.
into hair was like, oh, I could see a lot of girls. You know? Like, it's like teenager's dream was just to find a pretty woman, but I found one.
Right here, back at home. Which is crazy because we actually lived down the street.
Yeah.
If you just go down on Brookhurst.
No, about two cities apart.
Is there 2 cities? I mean, you
But
hung out in Garden Grove,
yeah.
and here's Fountain Valley.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just the next city over.
I was in Fountain Valley.
And I
a
think
lot.
there's so many times where we crossed paths and we just didn't even know. We were probably within like 500 feet of each other somewhere within our lives, you know?
Yeah, I bet.
Because we went to Garden Grove a lot too.
We did.
We
but
went to go to eat.
eat there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not hang out there.
Oh, I hung out there.
Oh, you hung out there.
Yeah,
okay.
when you guys were like studying, I was like partying, and I was partying a lot in Garden Grove. And yeah, we probably were at the same parties. Just didn't,
Really?
Yeah.
At the same part, and you guys just like pass each other. Just
I'm
didn't take
pretty
notice?
sure because he knows a lot of the people that we know.
Okay.
Yeah, from school. So we just like passed each other and stuff.
Yeah. So when you guys first wanted to initially meet, that was when I was there, and that was with my boyfriend at the my ex, but my boyfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And we 3 went to this party.
Yeah, at his friend's house.
At his
right?
at your friend's place.
It wasn't a party. It was just
A
Hang
hangout.
out.
hangout spot. Yeah.
It was a hangout.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of people. It wasn't just like
That's
So-
like
No, that was
that's
our,
the norm.
That was our Tuesdays. Like
that's a regular
regular
hangout.
old day.
But it was
so
like
many
it was a
people.
little bit more like ratchet, right?
I just remember
it being a
just
little
lot of Asians.
Lots of Asian people.
And I just remember Joseph really sticking out though, like just look wise.
Yeah.
Like, because, you know, you had the slick back hair, you had long hair,
Yeah.
but there was slick back and a ponytail, I think. And
I
you had your
think
buds
so.
and everything. And, but even though you stuck out and everything, but like, I think Liz is right when you said like just something about Joseph is just, I didn't feel like, oh my God, like this guy is like scary. Like I didn't feel threatened. I didn't feel like I was, you know, like, Liz, what are you thinking? I was more like, okay, he seems really nice. Like I remember you were really friendly and everything. And
He was kind of shy, wasn't he, in the
vibrant.
beginning?
he's kind of, Yeah, he was a little on the quiet side, but he was still nice, like very smiley.
Yeah.
Because I was sizing you guys up.
Okay.
Master plan
Size
here.
of this 4'11", little Asian girl for
It's
fun.
funny because like the first time we met, I remember you telling me, you're like, even though I'm like only 4'11", if you do anything to her, I will find you. I was like, whoa.
I love it. That's a real girlfriend.
That's like a chihuahua.
I
you
loved
know?
it.
I'm like a
Now
chihuahua.
we're best
You didn't
friends.
have to do that.
I
They
know.
didn't have to go with me. They,
of
took
course.
time out of their day to
Oh,
come
I was gonna go with you,
escort
but I
me
felt
there.
the shittiest feeling though was leaving you there. Because
Oh yeah, you were worried.
I was super worried, and my ex now, but
Mm-hmm.
boyfriend at the time, he's like 6'1", 6'2", whatever,
Yeah.
and I'm 4'11". Liz, how tall are you?
5'7".
5'7". So obviously, I am the little weight here, so I can't carry much. So Liz, was really drunk at that time. At the hangout,
Yes.
and I was like, "Come on, Liz, let's go." And you're like, "I want to stay." And I was like, "Damn it, Liz!" And you like started to make like a big commotion. We're like, "Damn it, I'm like, Liz, we're going."
Yeah.
Like, no, I want to stay. I was like, fuck. And I looked at my, boyfriend at
Stubborn
the time,
me.
and I was like, help me here,
Yeah.
like you're the. And he's like, if she wants, she's a grown girl. If she wants to stay, that's her choice. I'm like,
Yeah.
she's drunk. And I was like, no, we don't know this guy.
Yeah,
We don't know this Joseph.
And there was a lot of guys there, so
There's a
you
lot,
don't
yeah,
know what
yeah.
was gonna happen.
Exactly. But then I just remember just looking at Joseph and just like, and I was just really caught in this. It's like probably one
Dilemma.
of the worst dilemma and feeling.
Yeah.
I just like looked at Joseph. Honestly, if I really did feel like Joseph was a threat, I would have.
I think so too.
I would have totally just grabbed you. But
I think so.
Joseph's like, here, call my number right now. Like, and I was like calling it, and it's like, see, right here, it's your number. I'm gonna save it right now, and like, you can call me anytime. Like, I'm gonna make sure that your friend is safe, and I promise I'm not gonna do anything to her. And like, I totally respect her and everything, and I'll take care of her.
Yeah.
And I was like.
And you saw the sincerity in his eyes.
And he's like, see, like he didn't have to go through like, hey, like he could have just been like a fuck boy and just, he could have been a fuck boy and just been like a dick and just like doesn't care. Like,
yeah.
he was like,
he probably
hey,
wouldn't even
your
like try to talk to
your
you.
friend wants to stay, she wants to stay. Like, he could have been like, hey, she's like, could have been a dick about it.
Yeah.
Like,
he was totally.
Be gone, Lil Masi. No.
I was like, but no, you were just very sincere and everything, and I was like, and I didn't want to.
Good vibes.
I didn't want to drag get.
You didn't want to be my mommy.
I don't want to be your mom either. You're true, but I didn't want like any like us to grab you out of the party, like out of your own will, and you screaming like, because it was up to that point where you're like, no, I'm not going. I'm like, oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I
guess
We
I
had fun
really
that
want.
night.
Yeah, we
had
did have a
lots
lot
that
of
night.
fun. I remember having fun with you guys too. You guys
Yeah,
did.
we were having
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
That was
Good
the
while.
pre-party.
Yeah.
Pre-party, and then we actually went to a party after that.
okay.
And then when we were at the party, I was just,
No, I remember
drunk off
they
my
were.
mind.
They were.
Oh,
at
you
the
were there for a
party.
bit?
Yeah,
maybe.
we went to the first house, right? And then
Maybe
we went
young-
to a second house.
Okay.
And that's where you guys left me.
Oh,
There
yeah.
at that house, the
Okay.
second house. And
Okay.
that's
No,
where.
I don't think she came to the second house.
I don't.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't feel.
Well,
like
I was drunk, so
I was drunk too, so I was just like, hey, meet my girl. We were like arm in arm. Like, I was on cloud 9. Makes the.
Well, I had to get used to how so many girls liked him.
Oh.
That's what I needed to get used to because I was really shocked about that. I was not prepared for that. For like years, it was like
Had a lot of girlfriends.
so many girls. Anywhere we would
friends
go,
is
they
the
would like
key word.
grab him and like it's like I'm here on the side, and they're like, and then after he's like, "That's my girlfriend," they're like, "Oh, oh."
Tone it down, ladies.
Like, that's your girlfriend? Like, ugh. But, like, I got used to it and stuff.
but they all
like
learn
that.
to love you too. They all learn to like get along with you.
Ah, not everybody. I don't think so, no.
No one loves you now.
Huh?
No one loves you now.
I guess. I don't know. I haven't been in contact with anybody recently with COVID happening and then us moving away too and stuff like that. I mean, we need to get away from the meth usage. But
lots of speed.
Lots of speed.
Lots of speed. So yeah, I did lose contact with a lot of people when like after the move and stuff. And then we came back and we're just doing our own thing. We're in Vegas. It's like we kept in touch with a couple people, but like with the mass amount of people that you saw, like totally lost connection after that.
So like I always remember the day that you told me that you spent, I mean, this is when you first met Joseph and I was with you, but we left you. And I remember the next day you described to me the next morning.
Bleeding mascara. Yeah, that's
You're in a car and you just like look to your side.
So it was kind of cold, right? It was
it's chilly.
early spring or I don't know, late winter or something like that.
It definitely wasn't.
Cold.
It was kind of like it wasn't in the summer or anything like that.
Yeah, it was winter.
It was
sure.
winter.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I woke up in the morning. It was probably like 7 a.m. It's freezing, and then I look at I'm like in this like really ghetto neighborhood, and I got scared
BMW car,
in a vintage BMW car, and I was like I was just like what? I was like out of it because I was drunk off my mind the night before. I blacked out. And then I looked and I see this like shivering like chihuahua with like
Udders.
long udders that's like dragging on the ground, and she's just like going around this like untended like grassy area. This yard is just like it's wild. You see the chihuahua like she's like going around herself, and then she's just like peeing
Marking her territory.
marking her territory. And I just remember the udders. I just never seen such long udders in my life on a tiny little chihuahua. And then
that's my old baby, Lulu. Rest in peace.
Good memory. And then I just like looked to my left, and he's there, and he was wearing eyeliner at the time. Like eyeliner was big for him. And mascara, I think. Were you wearing mascara?
Just
I don't know. Your eyeliner was bleeding. So like you partied that hard, like to the point where like your eyeliner was smeared down, and you had a nice like fur coat on. I was like, what the fuck?
What happened was we were at the party. At the end of the night, we were both super hammered, and I drove home, which was like 2 blocks away. Wasn't too bad, but don't drink and drive, kids. If there's any kids listening,
don't drink and drive, kids.
Yeah, it could have turned out so bad. But what happened was I parked and I ran into the house to get her that jacket, and then I put it on and I came out and I blacked out, I guess.
Yeah, so it never made it to me.
It
made him look like a freaking asshole. Yeah. So I was like upset.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was upset. I was just like, hey, and he woke up and I was like,
but I took it off right away.
He took it off right away and gave it to me. But I was just like, and then he tried to explain that that's what happened. And at this point, I don't know if I should believe him or not. I was just like, you're rude as fuck. I was like, where the fuck am I? Because I'm not used to.
Who's wearing the fur coat now?
It's faux. That was fur. But yes, I'm wearing this now.
Don't buy fur, kids. That was actually a fur coat that my brother bought when he was in Afghanistan serving in the military. Yeah.
It's cheap.
It was cheap. Yeah, he bought it.
It was a nice coat, and it was really cheap, right? To get fur.
Yeah.
But anyway, like, after we woke up, and I don't know, I think you just dropped me off at home or something. But I was just really.
No, I dropped you off at home, but we met up that night.
I wasn't used to this neighborhood though. It like scared me.
Oh.
It's Garden Grove. It's rough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was just not used to that. This was like a whole different territory.
Liz is a lady.
Yeah. I guess somewhat of a lady. But I just was we're always used to like middle class, like tended front yards and stuff like this. This was like I was scared. Like, I remember my mom even saying when we had a falling out, she came to visit.
Oh.
And
not to visit,
to look for me.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then she saw the house that I was living in, and she said she was like scared for me.
Oh.
Like that's how rough.
said something
You saw it. You saw the house.
Yes. Yeah.
But she was like,
I mean, it's still a home.
It's still a home.
Still work. You know, I mean, yes. I never felt scared for you though. I just felt like, you know, this is her. You know, this is.
Well, his brother's car it kept on getting stolen.
Oh, God.
Right in front of the house.
He
It kept on
lost
getting stolen.
two cars.
Two
Two
cars.
Honda Civics. Don't buy Honda Civic, guys. It's easy to break into.
Oh.
But no, I think after that, I think we officially did we? I don't know. We did something here. I kissed you here, in front of your garage.
Oh, the first kiss.
Yeah, I think so.
We were shrooming.
No. It was like after that or something or before that.
Before that?
Yeah. I don't know. We did something in front of your
So you
garage.
we did something. We did something. PG.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Something.
Kissed or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, so you guys didn't kiss when you hung out
No,
for
I
the
don't
first
think
time?
so.
Oh no.
No, not that night. Not that I remember.
Not that you
But
No.
I
remember.
don't think we
We
did.
kissed each other in the cheeks.
On the cheek.
Oh.
But it was just like
Bye
that.
bye, girl. That I'll never see again.
Oh,
She called me that night. We went on a date.
that night?
I
Yeah.
think so.
She took me to a crawfish joint that night.
Oh, boiling crab or
It
or
was,
the other one,
it was,
Cajun corner.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Cajun Corner at the time.
I was a little irked that he didn't want, he couldn't pay.
Oh.
I was like, yeah. So I mean, just because the guy can't pay doesn't mean that he's a horrible guy.
Yeah.
You know what I
No.
mean? Because he's giving me so much in return.
Little did you know I couldn't pay for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
But you stayed with me.
Oh.
Because I'm not staying with you because of money. It's if anything, I just want us to work. I like the thought of us working together to get to somewhere. I never wanted a guy that had money.
Yeah, I think. I mean, you're always a pretty independent person, Liz. So
Mhm.
I think, it's just finding someone that loves you, that cares about you, and that really, really, truly
Yeah.
is loyal and will be there for you. I
Yeah.
think that's what you've always wanted.
Well, those things are priceless, right?
Yeah.
I mean, those are hard to come by. And I mean, yeah, there was times where the traditional thought is like the man has to take care of the woman and stuff. And I had a little bit of that tradition instilled in me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like my auntie and my mom would be like, women shouldn't work. You know, you got to keep your hands pretty.
Mm.
You know, all those like very old tradition
Yeah,
style
yes.
like way of thinking of
Mhm.
marriage and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know, something about him. I was always really drawn to him, and I mean, look, we made it.
We made it.
We made it all the way until now. So
Still
I
making
mean,
it.
Yeah.
and still working at it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
No, I mean, for 15 years being together, that's a really incredible thing. Like,
it
you guys,
is.
well, you're 18 or 17 or 18
I was 18.
when you met.
I was
Yeah.
19, yeah.
So we were really young, but I mean, could you imagine that you were still with one of your exes?
No, that's why I cannot.
Can you? No, but can you?
I cannot. That's
like-
why I was just like, it's amazing that you two were able to not only meet at such a young age, but like still grow together throughout these years and grow to become the people that you are today.
Yeah.
And that's, I like, again, it's not like you said, it hasn't been perfect, but you guys have been going through your ups and downs, of course, but still at the end of the day, like, love each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't get it wrong, people. I mean, like he's tried to divorce me so many times. So many times.
No,
so many times trying to break
actually,
up. What?
Every time was actually just used as a weapon to get to. When you're fighting,
And when you're
you're both
upset.
emotionally hurt. For my way to hurt her was tell her I would have never left her.
Oh, he always comes
I
back.
sprung over this girl always.
I can't imagine anyone being with anyone. If you know how I had a lot of crushes
Yes.
when I was younger, right?
Mhm.
I'm so glad that did not go through.
Not go through.
Because if I can't, sometimes when I think like, oh my God, what if I ended up with one of those guys?
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap. I would have been so unhappy.
Yeah. No, it's, again, just meeting at such a young age, it's really, it's kind of like a 50-50 chance of, I mean, even less than a 50-50 chance of you guys staying together, because
everyone thought we weren't gonna stay together. Like,
you're so young and you're just like, I don't know. But I think throughout it all, I think I didn't know. I never like thought like, oh, they're not gonna stay together. I always thought like, hey, like she really loves this guy, so, and he loves her, so we should respect that. And he's been nothing but good to her showing, at least to me, like he's been nothing but good to her, and so we should respect that, you know, no matter what the case is. He's always been good to her, she's good to him, so like we should just respect that and see what happens, you know. And it's
respect that because we respect each other.
Yeah, it took a long time though, right? The communication part, that's always been like the most difficult
so for
thing, right?
you than for me.
Maybe I'm definitely stubborn. We're both really stubborn at times. I mean, I think a lot of couples can relate to that.
Wait, so, okay, I remember your love language is
I think affirmation.
Or affirmation.
Yeah,
or words
affirmation and communication, right? Is communication one of the love languages?
Like words.
Yeah, words. Yeah. I think words.
Yeah.
Definitely are like big.
And what's your love language, Joseph?
Probably the opposite.
Gifts?
A lot of guys
physical?
think physical, but
I don't know. Emotion? No?
I forget all the emotion.
I think
the love languages.
There's gift giving, like giving gifts, like just little, even like, or acts of service. I think Joseph's acts of service.
Maybe.
That's
his
love
acts of service.
Yeah, that was mostly
like that's how you express your love, is when you just do things for other people.
I did do a lot for you.
Yeah.
15 years.
No, everything I've wanted to learn or wanted someone to sit with me and explain things a little bit deeper into the subject. He actually has been that person for me. So I'm really grateful.
Yeah.
For all that, and I mean, it's not about how much. I think his knowledge, giving whatever, has shaped me into who I am today. So I think I can thank you for all that, right?
I want to thank you back.
Yeah. So if I can ask you this, what was if you guys had a break in your 15-year commitment to each other? Do you guys ever have a break, and how long did that break last? Like,
it was on and off a lot. Like the first couple years was really, it was okay, right? The first year or two.
I'll let her answer everything.
and then it started with the lifestyle and the kind of jobs that I had to take and stuff, like stripping and escorting and camming. That put a lot of tension between us.
A lot of strain. I bet.
Yeah, it was really, really difficult. Yeah, there was times where we were just really mad at each other, and he was just like, go do whatever you want to do. I don't care anymore.
No.
But obviously he does care, and I care too. But yeah, it's just like I kind of went and just did my own thing at certain times. I think it got really tough when I took him away from all his friends and family. When we just moved all of a sudden to Hawaii.
Yeah, that must have been really tough.
Yeah,
because big network.
Because you were 20. When we moved, we were 20. We were both 20 or something. I was 19. He was 20. I turned 21 in Hawaii. So yeah, that was really difficult because at first it was very cool and adventurous to be in Hawaii.
Yeah.
But then once I started working a lot and I got drunk every night coming home, like he was worried for me. Yeah. There was a disconnect there because like we weren't communicating because I was just either working all day or getting drunk at work.
Yeah.
And then I started like meeting other people because like we weren't getting along, so I was meeting other people.
Trying to find it from somewhere else.
Yeah. And then I did actually did some escorting while I was in Hawaii too. So but not but I wasn't doing heavily. Yeah, so I didn't get into escorting until like much later. But that put a lot of tension on our relationship and stuff like that.
Well, Joseph, like I always wanted to ask you, like, going through all that, I mean, I know I've heard from Liz, like, I mean, how were you feeling during that time? Like,
you know, like,
I know you were trying to be supportive, and you know she's trying to make money for the both of you guys and trying to support you, but then at the same time, it's like, I can't imagine how tough that was.
Yeah. With relationships, it's always like that. Like, you love someone, you want them to yourselves. You want to be selfish, you know? And, for me, for a while, being a man, it was just like, oh, I just want her for myself. what kind of woman would do this, you know, but it's something to reach down deep inside you and be like, she doesn't belong to me, you know. She doesn't. She's Elizabeth. That's what I love about her. You know. So during that time, it was like I was depressed a lot of times, but
you didn't. Did you know that you were depressed?
No, I don't think I knew, but my escapism was
you don't.
Yeah, you don't.
You're in it, and you're just like, you just feel like this is your new normal, and you're like, you don't know you're depressed, but your escape was.
My escape was media and like walking around a new state, you know, or a new island where it's like new lifestyle. So I try to learn the ways like anywhere when you visit, you know.
Yeah.
So.
But also, I think what was difficult too is that when you used to get upset, when you get angry, because like he didn't grow up in a home or an environment where they taught you.
I grew up in the hood.
Yeah,
we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight.
You know, it was like fight or flight. You know, and you know, you went to juvie.
Oh yeah.
He was in solitary confinement for like a total of 6 months, right?
No, I was in solitary confinement for a month.
For a month, but like I mean, in total.
In total, a month.
A month. Yeah. In a month. But that's still like a lot of time alone.
I mean, if it's okay to ask you, like what is solitary confinement? It's just like you're just
locked in a room with nothing. No contact with anyone. They come and they bring you food, and you just eat your food, and then they take the tray away. That's all you get. They give you toilet paper to poop, of course. Some solitary confinements, the one that I had, I still had my toilet. But some they just throw you in a box.
Oh, wow.
And they just leave you there to shit in your pants. But, you know, we're in America, so.
God bless America.
Yeah.
But for a month, but you were.
It was the beginning
were you
of.
in juvie for 6 months total, and then 1 month in confinement.
I was in juvie for a total of 8 months. But in the beginning, it was our what we got charged for was still in investigation and going through trial and all that. So they kept me in solitary confinement for a month in the beginning. And then once trial was over, they saw that I was a good boy and they let me go camping.
Oh yeah.
I learned a lot at camp. You know? So it's like, yeah.
But you want to tell them why you were in juvie?
No.
You don't have to tell them.
But you
if
did.
If the listeners want to ask, they can go ahead and ask.
But
I could tell them then. But yeah.
But you had anger issues.
There
was
a lot of anger management classes, but that never stuck until, we found love and we went through life together.
Yeah. Like that wasn't like immediate, you know? And you can't expect, like when people are like, oh, he's not changing after like 1 year. Like if you really love that person, you got to stick it through for.
I'm an angel now.
You really are, Joseph.
Yeah. He deals with a lot of shit.
Anybody who like hears Joseph's name like through amongst our friends, like they know him, they're like, Joseph. Yeah. Like everyone just thinks you are the sweetest. So
the sweetest going on like what, 10 years now? Yeah.
He's like
the
sweetest pit bull, you know?
Yeah.
Pit bulls have a bad rep.
Yeah.
They're like they look scary, but actually the sweetest thing ever. Like that's
Joseph. That is Joseph.
And I'm a chihuahua.
Yeah. Feisty.
Chihuahua.
Feisty.
But yeah, so.
But like you stick with that person, even though you can't expect that person to change in a year.
No.
And he had to wait a long time for me to change too. Like he had to wait until I realized, and I had to wait until he realized. But there was a lot of heated arguments in between all that. Like wanting to. Of course, I wanted to hang on.
Yeah.
But he always, as like a weapon, he would say, "I'm breaking up with you. I want a divorce."
There was extremes too, like because I'm so emotional sometimes, and there was times where we were like in Hawaii where we were staying at hotels, and I would just be like, "Shit, I'm gonna jump out this window just to prove to her that this bitch ain't right."
Oh yeah, there's times where it got heavy. Yeah, so don't think we're just like. Like, oh, we just immediately found happiness and stuff. I mean, we went through shit like that. Like, he really did want to jump out the door. I had to like hold on to him.
Oh,
It sounds like a really
But
bad
it's all
drunk,
dramatics.
but-
Now you think about it, I was a kid, stupid, dramatics, just to
Yeah.
Like I said, I always used weapons to hurt her emotionally.
Because that's all you
Yeah,
had.
that's all you-
Because
all the
she
leverage.
spoke so much better than me. She speaks well.
Yes.
And during the time
Me
I'm
and
from the
Debbie both
hood,
know, yeah.
I didn't know how to freaking talk. And just like this girl's like bitching at me. I'm just like, how can I rebuttal with anything?
So I'm gonna
You
jump.
know, it's like
I'm
this.
gonna jump out this fucking.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was like,
Balcony.
dude,
You're
it took
fucking
a long
driving
time.
me
You're driving
so
so
crazy.
crazy,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna jump.
fucking jump out
Wow.
this window.
But I'm too selfish. I love life.
Yeah, it's like you stop me. You're like, what if I don't stop? You're like, you stop me.
And I'll be like, oh, okay.
You're like, ah.
Climb back in. Yeah. Go in there and blanket. Leave me alone.
But he had so much menace in his eyes. You know what I mean? It's just like that wild look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it was something that I've never seen anyone else have in their eyes.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, just this like pure wildness that
feral.
Like it scared me because
Yeah.
everyone in my family, yes, they may raise their voice, they may yell at you, but they didn't have this change in their eye. You know what I mean?
That's like anything can happen.
Yeah, he was just like I can't
Predict.
what he was gonna do.
You were raised
so
how I was, then
But
you'd be the same too.
yeah, no, I would have if I was born. I mean, you were left at your own. I mean, you were walking
Dude.
around in kindergarten around
Yeah.
Garden Grove in the 90s.
Oh wow.
It was really dangerous in Garden Grove in the Westminster in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
You saw your first dead body like when you were like 9?
Yeah. No, I saw my first dead body when I was like maybe 6 years old.
That was like an Asian gangster.
So my parents are immigrants. You know, we're all three of us. All three of us are first generation Asian Americans. You know, and my dad was working a lot. He's a mechanic, and my mom was a stay-at-home mom, but she was always about the news and gossip and stuff. So she was preoccupied in her mind all the time.
And not like teaching you guys, not guiding you guys.
And
right?
we were really, really like poor. There was like 6 of us in a small little unit, you know,
Imagine how you
in an
do
apartment.
that.
Oh.
The great part was my elementary school was on the same block. So what my parents thought was like, oh, we could just take him to school and that'll be the babysitter, you know. Sometimes I would wait until school starts, the bell ring, and just take off at in kindergarten.
In kindergarten.
Oh,
And I'm like 5 years old, and I'm just walking around.
The streets.
And my fondest memory was that though, like every year because I lived right next to a park where they threw for us Asians, there was the Tet Festival, you know, and it would come once a year. And as a child, I was like, I want to go to this place where there's freaking dolls on the wall, you know.
Yeah.
I would like wait until school starts and
So
just
you
go
had
over
like
there.
ultimate freedom.
Yeah, it was
basically, at such a young age.
I was as a kid, I was on the streets.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I had a home to go to every night to sleep in, but it
During
was
the day, you just walk around.
yeah, learn life that way.
Oh wow.
But it was rough at home too, right?
Yeah. And parents had problems,
Hmm.
like any other parents. I was supposed to be the youngest, and then 4 years later, my little brother was born, and all hell broke loose with my parents.
It was
and I
just like the last
yeah,
string. It just like broke the balance, right?
yeah.
It was just too much stress and pressure to raise.
But I get it though.
4
I
kids.
get what
4
happened.
boys. Can you
Yeah.
imagine 4 boys, Debbie? Can you imagine if at this age, Debbie, you had 4 boys
With
to
no
take
money.
care of with no money?
Yeah.
I'd be
Debbie's like,
just can't.
no,
I just can't.
no,
Can't imagine.
no.
Uh,
I would have lost it
oh
a long
my
time
gosh.
ago. So
Even being poor though, my dad tried his best when he did have time with us on the weekends. His days off were Saturdays and Sundays, and he took us places the best he could. He spent all his money on us whenever he could. So it was a great childhood for me.
Oh yeah, your dad.
Yeah.
I mean, I met your dad a handful of times, and he's just always seemed like just a really sweet guy.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I am grateful that he was raised like that. Even though to a lot of people it seemed really crazy. And maybe a child shouldn't have that much freedom at that age, and they shouldn't be walking in the streets in the in the crime-ridden streets back then. But it made him who he is. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, just going through all the struggle and everything. I think having gone through all that, it just makes you appreciate when things are good. And you're just like, well, can't be as bad as when this happened, or like when you do go through struggles.
And he does teach me that, like, because I was like pretty spoiled.
Still spoiled.
I'm still spoiled. But he's really taught me how to appreciate the little things and to try not to waste. Because I used to be a big waster. Just like throw everything out, and I mean, I didn't have a gauge for that. So now, like, that he's been in my life for so long, I see things in a different perspective and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can balance each other. I mean, you guys very complement each other very well.
Yeah, she showed me the good life.
In a way. But yeah,
I could be snobby too.
I could be snobby.
You can be snobby in certain things.
Yeah,
Like, you're like, I don't like your clothes, any of it.
because I know my shit is dope.
He didn't like any of my clothes because all my clothes was like from Korea. And I was like, oh my God, I went to Korea. I'm going to get all their fashion and stuff. And he's like, I hate it.
Looking back
Yeah.
at all the clothes you had.
I had bell bottoms.
Yeah, bell bottoms, all that. I still would put it in a trash bag right now and burn it.
Yeah, he hated.
Joseph, you have really good taste. Joseph
Thank
has
you.
really good. Every time I ask, I'm like, Liz, oh my gosh, you go to Joseph picked it up for me.
Joseph.
I got years behind me. I don't look this good because
I don't know. I guess I never really had an eye for, like,
Debbie, you always fly too.
fashion.
You always were fashionable and like.
I'm not casual, but like you guys always have like this, like, I don't know, just like it's like head turning fashion, like just kind of like whoa, like that, like really, but in a good way, like that stands out, and like it's cool. Like you guys are always
You
like,
just wear what's comfortable.
yeah, but like it looks good, but it looks comfortable, and like it's
Thank
poppy.
you.
It's like it's cool.
Thank you. Oh, I want to, let's talk about the Moth.
Oh, the Moth.
So how's that going for you, Debbie? I know you told
I
me.
mean, I spoke to the woman and everything, but I mean, I'm on the what they call the cast list.
Yeah, tell them. I want them to know what you told me.
I mean, basically, it's just I just had a phone conversation with the woman that runs. She's a curator for the Moth with stories and everything, but she just had some questions for me regarding my story, like it's about my first mental breakdown, my manic episode, and getting arrested, all that stuff, and like thinking I was God or Jesus or whatever. She's just asking me like certain questions, like, oh, like could you tell from your reality like what was going on in that moment, and could you tell like that if it was real or not? And I'm like, nope, it felt real to me, like so real to me. And another question that stuck out to me that she asked was like, how did your friends and family feel during that time? And from what I remember, I just know like just the feeling for my friends and family, just like the feeling of helplessness, just kind of like, and the feeling of uncertainty, and like them themselves, like we don't know how to fucking deal with this. Like
Yeah,
we
it's all
ourselves,
new.
this is new to Debbie. This is all fucking new to us. Like
Yeah.
this is all new to us, and so, yeah, I still remember like acting out like in front of you and Joseph, and like, but you and Joseph doing your best to be like so kind and so like understanding. It's like I felt like a unruly child, and it's just like, but it's like no, it's,
You are strong. Let me just mention that, okay, Debbie? There's times where I'm like, I remember where like, in all of our years, you were just like, like Debbie, like Debbie, pick this up, and you're just
taking
like,
a nap.
you would seem like you wouldn't have a lot of strength.
Yeah.
Holy moly, this chick, you have so much strength. It was scary.
Yeah, no, when I'm like manic, it's like this unstoppable.
Yeah, unstoppable.
Yeah.
Power.
Yeah, it's She-Hulk.
Yeah, totally She-Hulk.
Or the ant woman.
Yes,
Ah!
totally.
Wasp.
I was really shocked.
Yeah, no, I just remember I remember those moments. Yeah, I totally do. I remember like we're at the market or something and this lady's at the front, and I just like took out my wallet and gave all my money, and Liz like, no, she didn't. Liz is like, she didn't mean to do that.
She's like, "Oh, take your money."
Liz tried to take it back, and Liz tried to take it back. One's like, no. Liz like, no, she gave it to me, and Liz like, oh,
yeah,
and then I had a meltdown on the. I remember briefly like just like having a meltdown in the parking lot, and Liz is just like trying to calm me down, and
I think I gave you. I try to do whatever I could. I tried to give you like weed. I tried, but weed had no effect on you.
It was just like
nothing.
Yeah, it was just. I just remember, just like.
Did not chill you down whatsoever.
No. I just remember, just like screaming and yelling and just like a toddler, like throwing tantrums. And I still remember like glimpses of it, and like throwing throwing stuff and just yelling and screaming. And it's just, I just can imagine. I can only imagine like as my friends and family just watching me going through that.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck can you guys do? Like, there's nothing you guys can do. Except
and you're like the last person we would think that would ever, act in that way. You know what I mean? So it was just very shocking, Maybe if it was me, then they're like, okay, I get it. I get it.
Like,
but you were just like, I mean, an angel.
Yeah, I guess like throughout my whole life my life was pretty unproblematic. Like there's really, I have a good childhood. I can't complain, you know? It's like, so, maybe I told you, Liz, like maybe the universe is like, let's just
stir it
let's just bring a little mania.
Yeah.
A little bipolar type one. Yeah. Let's mix it in there.
Yeah. Which you have always been interesting, but this just takes it to a
this
whole
basic.
different level.
This bitch is basic.
This is too basic.
Her life is basic. Orange County.
Let's make her extra.
Make her real extra.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Extra.
Yeah, no, I still remember, like, speaking of strength, I told you when I tripped a nurse.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That was
I love
shocking
that story.
to me.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That was shocking.
And then a couple years later when I ended up in that same hospital,
Yeah.
and I saw the same woman, I'm like, hey,
Sorry.
hey, sorry about that.
That's so good.
And her eyes are just like,
Oh.
I'm good. Like, it's all good.
But you said her reaction was like she saw you and then she knows she was just like, oh.
Yeah, she kind of felt like that,
yeah.
just she's still here, Like,
Like,
there's no, like, feeling bad.
Like, you're back. Oh.
Yeah. But, it's what, 2017 was my last, like, I guess, breakdown. But, like, it was, like, 3 days, like, a voluntary inpatient hospital. And so it was very short-lived, like, the mania. So I feel like as I'm getting older, it's getting more manageable.
Mm-hmm.
But like, knock on wood,
Yeah,
just like,
knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Just keep maintaining that, and
You've been doing really good with that. It went to a point where you were talking to me and it was just like, you couldn't, it was hard to grasp that this can be overcome. Because you were in so deep.
Yes. Yeah.
So deep. And you know what? The only person that can really help yourself was you.
Yes.
So that was really hard because just the way you were speaking to me was so intense. So I was just like, how? Like, I know she can do it, but like, how? Because it's like she can't even couldn't get a grasp about what was going on in the moment. You know what I mean?
No, that's like Donna, my sister, my twin. She like still to this day, like, she still remembers like crying with my dad. Just like, I don't know if she's ever like Debbie's ever gonna like come back. But, like from this, because
it was scary.
She was just really. It's just when you're lost in your mind. It's like your body is physically here, but your mind is somewhere else. Yeah. And I feel like it's like watching a movie and you're in it, and
you're watching from
you're watching yourself, and you're watching from the sidelines. That's like what it feels like.
Joseph never doubted that you would come back.
Oh, really?
Joseph never doubted.
He's like, no.
And there was even this one intense moment. I think, do you remember Joseph wanted to share it, right?
Oh, yeah. Party.
At her house. Her graduation party or something like that.
Oh, okay.
You wanted to go home? You wanted to go home, and so I drove you home. And then your manic state was like, I was just driving, and then you're screaming, rape! He's trying to rape me! You roll down your window, he's trying to rape me! I'm just like looking around, there's people looking at me, I'm like, whatever. Let's just drive her home.
Joseph is so calm.
Joseph's like, get in here! Get in here!
Yeah, you're
Oh
trying
my
to jump out the
God.
window, take your
Yeah.
seatbelt off, like,
Yeah.
we're almost
Oh, yeah,
home.
you
But
know,
it wasn't Joseph that thing. I was imagining something that was happening to him.
Yeah.
It wasn't
You're
you.
like a
Yeah,
demon.
no,
You're like,
no,
get
no.
off of me, get off of me. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh.
No,
I
but
know
it would have
could-
been dangerous if someone else heard it.
Totally.
You know what I mean? So,
Totally.
but even through that, Joseph did not like
He was unfazed.
he really a lot of he
Oh
was
my
not
God.
unfazed
You know,
by any of your tantrums.
I only
Yeah.
think
But
I
he
was
knew that-
unfazed mostly because growing up, I also acted out and had chemical imbalances, you know, like me being,
High on meth.
no, being like angry all the time.
Yeah.
It was I didn't know how to control it before, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And when
And she
living,
had- She had just had a more severe chemical imbalance.
Mm.
Yeah, so he does have imbalances. I mean, like
no, there's plenty of times people could have locked me up and threw away the key,
yeah.
you know, like
Mm.
just
I
be
think
like,
you've seen some of his anger, right? You've seen before
I've seen,
But, like,
little
glimpse.
yeah,
But think about that, like
Turned up.
100 times.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I couldn't control
can't-
it. I'll just
can't
be,
control it,
I'll
yeah,
just be
Hulk.
so angry,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I would be worse than the Hulk, you know? Like,
Yeah.
you know.
So I think that's why
His
was,
understanding, like he had that empathy and being able to
Our
Our
understand,
empathy,
like,
yes,
see that, and like,
exactly.
yep, just gonna drive her home. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's
But I was
I
just
remember
like, I didn't understand how he had so much faith because I was just like, I was trying to even accept that maybe
This is
you
it.
would never return.
mhm.
It sounded like you went to some different dimension.
Yeah.
It sounded
That's what
like
it
you just
sounds
went
like.
off.
Everything
Yeah.
heals
Yeah.
with time.
I mean, but he did not change his mind. He's like, Debbie's coming back. He's like, don't worry too much. She's gonna be back. Every year,
That's
every
what-
year.
same
He's
thing-
like,
same thing
she's
with my
gonna
da-
be back.
Same thing with my
Your
dad.
Your
He's
dad.
Oh, I
like,
love
she'll
your
be back.
dad.
Yeah.
She'll be back.
Your
Yeah,
dad's
she'll be
awesome.
back.
Yeah, he kept the faith. It's tough because a part of you, like, again, everyone has their own different response to what's happening, and
Hmm.
you know, someone that you love is like going through their own mental struggle, and like you said, like it sounds like I went off to this different dimension, and it really did feel like that.
It's like a
It
dream.
felt like I was in a dream that I couldn't wake up from, and it's a nightmare that I couldn't wake up from. And there's moments where I was like, well, to wake up from this nightmare, you usually jump. You usually do one of those
my
things,
God,
you
yeah.
crash your car or something.
Yeah.
But luckily, like I still remember those moments where I was really close to, like, I don't know why I was
Really bad self-harm or
driving,
something,
Uh-huh.
but there's one moment I was driving, I was like, am I like, is this just a bad dream? Like, it's like, should I just crash somewhere and just to wake up?
Yeah.
You know, that's the feeling, you know?
Yeah.
But luckily I never did. I was like, I'm just gonna go home. Just gonna go home and, you know, just freak out there. But yeah, no, it really did feel like I was just in this other dimension, in this world, and I just couldn't reach you guys.
Mhm.
You guys are like with me right now.
Mhm.
And I see my hands, I see my body, but I was just standing on the sideline watching myself.
That's a dream. That's how my
Act
dreams
up.
feel. Like I
Yeah.
see my body.
They do their thing they're doing.
Yeah,
and
but
you're-
I have no control of anything. I can't say anything I want to say.
yes, yeah.
There's a word for that. I forgot. There's
Lucid state.
lucid. Is it lucid?
No, lucid. Well, lucid
You're
is
not
when,
lucid.
lucid is when you're able to.
When you're
Oh,
able
okay.
to.
It clear. Lucid means you're clear and you know you know
Okay,
that
okay.
you're.
So I
You
guess
can
not
control.
lucid.
Yeah, not lucid.
Not lucid dream.
Yeah, not lucid, and you're just. But it's not a dream. It's reality,
Yeah.
and you're just acting crazy in
Yeah.
reality. But the reason why I'm acting so crazy in reality is because I'm like, it just feels like a dream that I can't wake up from. So I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking just turn this shit up, and
Yeah.
so like my mind has no filter. It's, you know, from my Christian upbringing all the way to the stuff, like it's just coming back and manifesting into all these weird thoughts and demons and whatever you call it. But like I never luckily, like, I'm so glad I'm not like schizophrenic to a point where I would hallucinate like
That
visual
would suck.
stuff. That would be like
Yeah.
a bit much. But
That
like
would suck.
everything was just like a feeling, you know? So it's just you know, the great thing about bipolar is that it's one of the, out of all the mental illnesses to get, bipolar is one of the quote unquote easiest to like treat, they say.
Yeah.
Because you know right away what it is, especially when the person has a manic episode. It really draws out a lot of things and you're just like, okay. And then on top of that, it's like, all right, they have so many medication out there to help manage it. So,
and I know bipolar sounds really scary.
It does sound scary,
especially if you're not you're not
familiar.
Yeah, familiar with it.
Yeah, you just hear on TV or you hear on through like society or how they define it. They just think I'm like every second I'm like, ooh, that like bipolar.
Yeah,
it's like hot, cold. It's like,
I think people would identify it like bipolar as same thing as schizophrenic. They just group it all in one thing, right?
Yeah, but it's like the best way to describe it is like a roller coaster. It's just really hard to get off of once it starts ramping up to a certain point.
Yeah,
it's hard to get off and turn back around.
Yeah,
at a certain point.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I still remember, just in the car with Joseph, but him just being unfazed, no matter screaming, yelling.
I was like, if anyone can handle it, it's you.
Joseph.
I mean, like when he told me, I was like, oh my God, that could have ended it so bad. Because I mean, like, who are they gonna believe? Of course, they're gonna believe the girl.
Sit your ass down. You make me look bad.
No, you're just like just driving me back home. Quietly.
I'm just glad that you're safe, and even the time that we had together when you were manic and we took you over to Irvine, because I was like, oh, maybe Irvine's a little bit more peaceful. There's more trees, there's trails, maybe that can help.
Oh my goodness!
I think
you started tying sheets together to climb out the window.
Do you remember that?
We blocked the door, and that was really interesting.
That was very animated.
Yeah.
Wait, you were tying sheets
because we left the ottoman by the door, so we could hear you if you try to leave. And you were trying to you wanted to get to the person you wanted to get to at the time, and you tied sheets together, and
I was like,
we heard something. We woke up. We were like, you saw. We came over to you, and you were just holding the sheets, and you were just staring at it like an innocent mouse, and we're just like.
No. I feel like a baby, like a child, like a tantrum, and just
with lots of energy,
a misbehaved child. Just
that was
because I'm always used to you taking care of me.
Yeah.
So it was the other way around this time. And
no, what did we do? We were like, if you wanted to leave, you could have just left the front door. We could go with you.
Yeah.
And you were like, no, I don't need to go anymore. And
I don't need to go anywhere. I'm not going anywhere.
It was the excitement for you, I think.
Of
tying the sheets together.
And now you're like, we'll just go. You're like, no.
Wake us up. We really went.
Never mind. I don't want to do it no more.
Not that exciting.
Yeah, you're right. It was like a child. Yeah. It was like taking care of a kid.
Yeah. Gosh. Oh man. No, I don't. See, there's certain things I don't remember, but I definitely remember the car ride with you. I remember
rapping. Do you remember rapping?
Oh, yeah. I remember rapping.
Shit, you were really good. I was like, let me record you.
The car ride with me ended very, very chill. Like we got to the driveway right here, and then you were just like, oh yeah, and then you started apologizing. Oh, that wasn't me. I was just seeing stuff, and I was just like, oh yeah. It was. I think because we stayed calm, that calmness came.
Yeah. No, I think that's all you can do, right? Stay calm and stuff like that. And I think again, as shitty as bipolar is, it's like you really see people's true colors in that kind of situation, like how they react in that certain occasion and that certain situation. And, you really you see people's true colors. And I'm not going to say names, but some people told my twin you need to hit her.
Oh,
you need to hit her, and you
hit her.
And because in my
I've never heard
in my country, that's what we do. We hit them.
Oh.
And Don's like, that's not gonna fucking help.
Shame on them.
That's gonna make her distrust me.
Yeah.
And be scared of me. She's like, that's not what I'm gonna do. And I'm not gonna do that. So it's
I remember this too.
Yikes.
And it's like one of those.
I don't
things
remember this. I don't remember anyone telling
Yeah, no,
Donna
this is
to hit you.
Yeah, this is
That's
like
insane.
this is.
But if you reflect on that person's life too, you could work out why they're like that.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, I have no ill will towards that person.
Yeah.
Because I saw that person again after like that. I'm totally fine. Like,
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like, so you want to hit me? Huh?
Yeah. Come at
Hit me now.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
at
Do it.
Chihuahua.
She just lit a lighter. You want to hit me?
Discipline my ass. Go ahead, discipline my ass.
No, luckily it didn't resort to that. But yeah, you just really see how people act in that situation, and there's no better way than like someone having mental illness and just like how people respond to that. But like
you're in their devil kind of comes out. I'm gonna test this person. I'm gonna test
this person. But then I was like, but look at me.
Yeah, no, it was definitely difficult because you still look Debbie.
Yeah,
Debbie
exactly. But then I was just like this mischievous.
No, I have these photos Joseph took of us when we're going on a walk, and you were still in your manic phase.
Yeah.
And you looked badass. You're just like, you had the sunglasses on, you had like your poncho on, and you're just like, and I'm like smiling, and I'm just like.
No, I mean, when you're, just imagine like, in a manic state, you feeling when it's good, when you're feeling good, like you feeling like the most badass person in the planet.
Yeah.
You feel like a god or a goddess.
I'm on top of the
and
world.
you feel like on top of the world. Like it's just the best feeling from all the drugs, all the best feeling from drugs, from ecstasy, whatever, like all that stuff into one feeling, and and your mind is just naturally doing that.
Yeah.
Your serotonin's all the way up.
All the way up.
Turn
And
up.
You're just like, whoa. It's it's like the best feeling in the world. So then when you crash and when you do feel the opposite end of that, you're just like, oh God, like that was all just in my head. Like that was just all just my mind, just the chemical imbalance. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
like that's just really crazy
wild.
that your mind does that.
That's really wild. The mind is a very strange thing, and I mean, we've experimented.
And it makes sense, like your chemical imbalances, like when you're doing drugs. I have a homie who I used to smoke speed with, and every time we smoked speed at his house, I would dread it because I would know he would go ape shit like off the wall.
Oh, well.
Like he would take the door off his hinges and block his windows because he thinks cops are coming.
Oh.
It was just like, it's,
Ooh.
And that's when I stopped too, because I kept on looking in the peek hole.
Yeah. You become a window warrior.
Yeah.
That's what they call it.
You're like, they're coming for me.
Warrior.
Then you look, and then you go sit down, and then you do it again, and you're just like, okay, this is getting bad.
Yeah.
This is not fun anymore.
Yeah.
It's just, you're just dreading. You're panicking because you think that the cops are coming for you.
Oh.
Which is not fun at all.
Only if you start thinking about the cops. That's when.
This is with speed.
Yeah, this is like when you've been smoking for a long time, and then like you take more hits because you don't get that same high feeling. Mm-hmm. So you keep on doing it. And
what is the high feeling?
For me, the high feeling on speed was like this. It feels kind of like cocaine, where you're on top of it feels like you're on top of the world, but it feels a lot more because it makes your body really tingly and like you feel light, really light. If you just start jumping up and down, it feels like you're floating. But at the same time, you're like your mind's on, and you can do calculate whatever you want to calculate and do whatever you want. That's why they call it speed. You're just like,
Did you guys play the game Speed?
Yeah, we played
on Speed.
Yeah.
So we would have like sometimes like even like 7 people over, and everyone would be paired up and playing Speed.
Meth heads, by the way.
Yeah, we're recovered meth.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs,
kids.
Especially Speed.
Yeah, stay away from that. But no, everyone would be paired up when we just playing Speed for
our variation of Speed.
Our variation of Speed for like 10 hours.
Yeah.
Or more, 12?
Yeah.
13? 14?
And what we would
hours?
look forward to is the next hit through a plastic bong, makeshift like bong.
Or a glass pipe.
Or a glass pipe the glass pipe would be like it would be like a Gatorade bottle with Gatorade in it, and it would be like, oh, this is my lunch. It tastes like Gatorade.
You know, I was smoking meth when I was still working at Timberland.
No.
That's when she
Oh
started.
yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
I guess I hide it well. A lot of people, you know, one of the best compliments I got, you know, was, you always seem like you got it together. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Like,
It's true though. I feel like like you look like you have it
even
all
though
together.
like you never even suspected it at Timberland. Like there was times where I stayed up all night and I smoked speed just to get through work.
Oh no idea, Liz.
Wow.
You were really
That's
good.
crazy. I guess
Yeah,
that
there's
was
some
really
dope
good.
musicians that like were on that stuff. Like, who's one? Fergie. She
Oh
used
yeah,
to smoke all the
Fergie
time.
was a meth head too.
Yeah.
She said she smoked so hard. Like one time, I was really shocked when I heard this. It was like years ago. I heard her on the radio. It was like maybe 11 years ago or something, and she admitted that she smoked. She was a meth head, and she would like sit in her closet and like talk to her hamper. She thought the hamper was like a person,
Oh.
and she like would talk to it for like hours. And I was like, that sounds about right.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. I mean, you can get there.
Yeah, and I get it because I used to try to sing when I was high off meth, and it helps you control your breath and everything.
Oh.
In a strange way.
Yeah,
or something
in a
like
very
With
strange
meth.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, with meth. But like, I mean, I feel like the repercussions are way more
so bad.
damaging.
The crash.
It's not even
is
worth
just like
it.
The crash that you talk
Yeah.
about is just like a bad crash. You
Yeah.
just feel your serotonin's out the door, depleted, and you're just like in bed. And you're just like, I feel like shit.
Oh.
I don't want to
life's-
do anything.
Yeah,
Life
life's not worth it.
sucks.
You know, you get depressed and
real
everything.
low, real low.
Oh.
So I wouldn't recommend.
So wouldn't recommend.
I wouldn't
that.
recommend that one.
Oh man. I just feel like
Unless it's the good shit.
I would just feel like hearing like your guys' like, you know, with drugs and stuff, like your experiments with drugs and your feeling with that kind of reminds me of just like, like bipolar, like mania, like those feelings of high.
Yeah.
Then the crash of low of like
Yeah.
depression and stuff like that.
I mean, we would not know. We would not even understand what you're talking about if we didn't do.
Yeah,
all
we wouldn't
that
have that
drugs and
empathy.
stuff.
Yes.
Like you said.
Yeah, I would understand these highs and lows that you're talking about. It would just be like
foreign, like but now
Okay.
you, baby, you're listen to me. You're like, oh, we get it.
yeah, the correlation
Yeah.
is there's a lot.
It
of
would have probably been
similarities
just
to it.
textbook. Oh, well, what we read, and you know.
Yeah, just kind of like reading.
They
stuff,
say it's
not
like
really
this.
Understanding.
No, we know how that feels.
So
we
feels.
totally
We've been
know
through
how-
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been through it. No, it's
And also that addiction, wanting to get back to that high.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Totally get that one.
Totally
Except that you didn't have to pay for yours.
No,
You know what I mean? I mean, like,
Or you didn't take anything.
You didn't take
You
anything. You didn't
anything,
pay for a product to get to that point.
Yeah, it's
You're a natural.
natural drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in my mind.
And it's crazy too because you were never that type of person that wanted to do drugs.
I mean,
ever.
The hardest drug I did was like ecstasy or something like that. But then like,
That was like once or twice.
But I always had a bad like stomach
Yeah.
reaction. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
just felt sick to my stomach. I wanted to pass out. So I'm like, maybe not. Maybe it's like,
Because your body's so small, you need a
Yeah.
little bit.
yeah. But maybe it's just my mind telling me like, just you wait,
Just
Debbie.
you wait.
It's just around the
Down
corner.
the line.
Here
you're
comes
gonna
the real
feel
trip.
Real high.
Yeah,
the
here
real
comes the
trip.
real trip.
We'll take you on a drive.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
make you trip out for like months.
But those experiences taught you a lot in life, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it definitely has. No, the struggle. Like I said, the struggle. My struggle with my mental health. It's like, it just makes me just have more empathy and more understanding towards people who don't have the support that I do, and like, or especially a lot of homeless people. I always think like, that could be me. Like that could easily be me. And like, but you know, luckily I have the support that I do, and was able to get out of that. You know, but with all the help that I got, so I'm always grateful about that. Yeah, it's a trip, and now now we're doing this podcast and talking, and just but it's such a great place to be able to talk about so many different topics and everything.
And I'm glad that I mean, I don't think I've heard of a podcast where someone actually that has. I've read a book, read a couple articles and stuff about bipolar disorder, but to have someone weekly that recovered from it and that went through the manic phase many times to be able to talk like casually every week. I think that's really cool and different.
Oh, and you're teaching us so much too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're bringing a lot of awareness and
the
stuff.
awareness, yeah.
Yeah, even the word bipolar, people like, I think before, it's still scary.
It's still
for the mass public.
Yeah.
But to be able to talk about this and actually share your experience, I think it is definitely, well, it's helping a lot of people, I think.
Oh yeah, I hope like by talking about it more and just being able to talk about it casually and in everyday conversation helps quote unquote like normalize it or make it feel like, oh, this isn't a scary thing. Like this person isn't a scary person just because she has bipolar.
Yeah.
So I'm just really grateful to have you guys as friends and just like just to be able to hear these give me like a couple years back, hearing these stories would have made me cringe.
Yeah.
Would have made me just been like, fuck, I can't believe you did that, Joseph. That's so embarrassing and whatever. But now that I hear it, I'm just like, because I've been so open on this podcast, because I've been so open in my everyday life with it, I'm just like, fuck it, that happened.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I think that proves a lot to you, I think.
Yeah.
That you're able to accept it like that. Hearing a new like stories, like you said, you don't just like cringe at it.
No, it doesn't hurt me as before. Like, it's just like
actually, I was worried about. I was like, oh, I don't know if we should tell that story, but like he was just like, no.
Yeah,
I should just say it. That's what the truth was, and he was like, Debbie can handle it.
Yeah,
it's funny.
It is. Funny.
It's funny.
It's just funny. No, I'm totally like. When I hear these stories, I'm just like, fuck, that happened. Like, but then it just makes me remind me how far I've come,
Yes,
just like,
you come so
and
far.
it's like, wow, I did that.
Yeah. And you can possibly, share your story to another large audience, the Moth. Well, we were talking about the Moth.
Oh, yes.
That you got a call back and you're on the waiting. Well, right now because of COVID and stuff.
Yeah. So I'm on the cast list and we'll see how it goes. But basically she said like, we've heard a lot of similar stories to yours and stuff, but the way somehow she's like, your story really stuck with me and like, I really feel like it's a good story that would be good for everyone to hear.
Yeah.
So we'll put you on the cast list, and the directors, like, when they put on the show in Los Angeles, because that's the closest to where I live, when they start putting on shows again, they look at the cast list, and they'll look at the blurb, like, next to my name, like, and see from the cast list if they like what they read about me and my story or my 1 minute pitch, they will contact me. The director will contact me and will help me craft my story. I think it's like 7 minutes long, 5 minutes. Like, I don't know the average time on.
It's about there, like 7 minutes. Yeah, because I totally binge. I'm gonna also write in the description below everything that we do mention about. We always put in the description. But I'm really looking forward to seeing like what happens if they do pick up your story. Because Debbie's really good. If they don't pick it up,
good plug.
If they don't pick it up, would you like if way later? If they seriously don't want to pick it up, would you do a whole one on here and just release it on here?
Yeah.
Do it like on here, like
just craft a story and just
and just share here because it's like I heard her pitch. And I know me and Donna, we were like, you would say, oh, it was a cold night. And we're like, oh, it's so cold. Because the way that Debbie like says it in her voice, it puts you,
right?
It puts you right in that spot. You could feel how cold it is. She just sets the mood, the tone, like right away with her voice. You know what I mean? It was really miraculous. Like, I loved it. So like, if they don't pick it up, then just do it here.
Yeah, totally.
I think that would be so awesome.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. And like you said, if they don't pick it up, then I'm totally fine with telling my story here and crafting my.
I like it.
My Moth story here, my mooncake story here, and do my thing.
It would be like a special release. That would be really cool. And also, you had a favorite one. Debbie had a favorite one, and we did share it a couple podcasts before. It's, but I actually listened to it a couple weeks ago. And it just stopped my heart.
Yes.
It was so nice. So we'll leave it in the description below. And it's Debbie's like favorite pick.
Yeah, that's my favorite pick.
I don't think we want to tell too much about it, but like
I think it's the title of it is like I Can Die Now. Or
yeah, I
like
Can
that.
Die Now.
Yeah, I think that's the title of it, but I won't mention any more of it. I think it's a good listen. It's a good listen for sure.
Really good. Yeah. I was like, no. Yes, I found myself doing that in the car while listening. My mouth was
You're captivated.
Yeah, my jaw was just like I couldn't close my mouth.
Yeah,
I was just like, no.
Storytelling is such an art, you know, and I totally respect it. And when I hear people tell such a good story, captivating, you're just like, they take you there, they take you on this journey, this emotional journey, and you're just like, wow, like that is amazing. So that's what made me want to pitch my story, was because like, yeah, I feel like I have a story to tell, and like, you know, in 5 minutes and 7 minutes, I can tell hopefully a captivating story and
huge impact too.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Like, I want to be able to, with my, you know, with living with the bipolar, I want to be able to
openly talk about it
and just have impact people, and like people who are going through their own mental struggles can just be like, hey, like this person's still thriving and still doing their thing.
What's the statistics for bipolar? There's a lot of us.
I don't know the statistic for bipolar exactly, but I know like just some like mental illness / neurological. It's like 1 in 4. I think for Americans, I think it's like 1 in 4 people like have some kind of mental health issues.
Ding ding ding! 3 of us right here.
Yeah. In the DJ world, there's a lot of DJs. There's a couple that are they were diagnosed bipolar, and they're finally coming out and talking about it too.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
This is the DJ?
Yeah, there's one of this DJ. His name is Scream, and he's been trying to come out and talk about it for like 2 years now, and you know people are listening, but it needs to be talked about more.
More frequently. And that's why I like us talking about it, because again, it's not we don't make it like this very serious thing. No one can just live their life so just in a serious tone throughout it. You know, I feel like you bring in in a very relevant way.
Yeah.
You know, you're still like a young 34-year-old woman, you know, living your life.
Yeah.
You know, it's, you have your ups and downs, but I think I see you way more empowered when you speak about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, again, like just...
And the change is amazing.
I think this podcast has really helped me with that. And also just living every day, just being honest and open about it. And, but also just again, hearing these past stories, like, again, could make me like, oh, I can't believe you did that. But I'm like, no, that happened. And like, and I can laugh about it now. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. Like, or appreciate it, you know, and just be like, no, that did happen. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone can have, like, they have a list of embarrassing stories. But I mean, even for me, like doing escorting and camming and stripping and stuff, you know, that's the big reason why, like, I stopped talking to a lot of people, is because I'm like, it was already set. Like, if you go down this route, you're going to be judged.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like looked at as the stained person. You know what I mean? But the more that I'm talking about it, I feel more like myself.
Yeah.
And that no one can say anything to damage me first, because I'm putting it out there.
You're putting it out there, totally. And like, and it just makes you more human. It just like, more approachable, and like to hear your story, to hear what's coming from you, as opposed to someone telling your own narrative. Like, well, she used to strip, she used to do that. Oh, she's this kind of person. Like, no, she's this is Liz, because she's talking for herself. Yeah, no one's gonna speak for her. She's putting it out there before you get to her. Like, it's just that same thing of like me talking about my mental illness, and that's why I think this podcast has both been really beneficial for both of us, for our mental health, because of just conquering our past.
Yeah, and if you hold it in, that also creates a lot of
turbulence
within yourself.
Turbulence and shame, and you just hold this, you feel like it's this dark secret.
Yeah.
Oh, the scarlet letter, and you're just like, ah.
Trust me, people, there's a lot way worse that people have done.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You haven't murdered anyone. You haven't, you know, you're fine. You know, you're fine.
Yeah, it's there can be a lot of worse things out there. But that's why it's like, really learning to conquer our past and not letting the past define you to the point where you're paralyzed or by fear of like how to live, because you're just like, oh no, what if people find out? You're like, nah, I put it out there already.
Yeah.
People know it's out there, but it just shows you like, you know, like
you owned it.
You owned it, and like you've been through it, and you went through it all, and like, and you're still, you and Joseph are still together throughout it all. Like this is just shows you like, but it's just nice to hear, Joseph, from you, like to hear when you said those words, like she doesn't belong to me. I was like, wow, that's super powerful. Like it's true, and like, to have that understanding, that's a man. Like that's truly a.
Thank
that's
you. I
truly,
try to be a man, but I look like a girl sometimes. So.
But it really is. That's like a man's way of thinking. Or just like she doesn't belong to me. It's like she's her own person, and like, and the fact that you said that, I was like, wow, that's. I get it. I get how you were able to overcome all those things, and still at the end of the day, you guys you just love each other. And I think that's the most important.
I love you too.
Yes, we love you too. And he's the only man I can do. I like to play. I like to pretend like I'm playing a trombone or something, or a tuba on his stomach.
Sexual. Oh,
no,
on his stomach.
Yeah, I go boom, 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 and I don't think any other guy would let me do that, and just like still find me attractive after doing that.
I mean, you shat on a carpet, and he.
Oh yeah.
Thought it was
I remember
adorable.
that day.
I shat in my pants so many times, so it's like he's like, it's okay, it's alright, it's a human body.
Because she's like probably naked like 80% of the time when we were living in a certain area, and she would told the story. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you want to tell your side how it happened, that's fine. No, you can tell it. You can retell it. I don't mind.
She was just eating a lot of fiber at that time. I think it came out very, very clean. So it was like, no worries.
I forgot. Did I clean or you cleaned it?
I cleaned it.
Oh, thank you, babe. I appreciate it. I think I was so like embarrassed.
Yeah, it was cute.
And I ran into the bathroom. But I mean, like, he didn't make me feel
less of a woman.
Yeah, less of a woman.
Oh, you're more of a woman.
You're more of a woman.
Women are nasty. I'm just kidding.
You're a nasty gal.
No, I'm probably the nastiest.
No, I've seen nasty.
Oh, really?
You've seen nasty. You've seen ratchet. Come on.
I've seen ratchet. It's pretty gnarly too.
Well, that's kind of it for our episode. Unless any parting words for.
I would love to be back
Joseph?
on the show to reminisce like this. It was really fun. Oh, thank you guys.
Any words to our listeners? Like anyone? Like any words of advice or something that you like want to just give out there before we end?
Like the great Steve Jobs said, we can only solve problems by looking back, and then all that.
Right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Joseph. We appreciate you. You are amazing. And thank you all for listening, watching. And again, if you guys have any questions or comments or just want to send us some fan email, you can always email us at mooncakes.podcast@gmail.com. And you can also follow us on Instagram. You want to see this face?
Yes.
You want to see this face? You follow us on Instagram and like it.
Also, tell us what you think about the new intro.
Liz made a new intro for the track to let us, for our mooncakes. So let us know about how you feel about it, because I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad that you love it.
Mooncakes,
because that's what was really important to me.
Sensual, it's cool and fun, sexy and fun. And
cute.
Produced by Mazar and Skunk.
Yeah, for both of us. Oh, and we have a new hashtag.
Oh, yes.
We got our own hashtag.
Mooncakes sistas.
Yeah. We'll add that onto our Instagram. But yeah, if you want to be on the hashtag, I don't know, we're just trying it out right now. But if you want to add your picture or whatever, just put hashtag mooncake sistas.
Yeah. Thank you all so much again for tuning in.
Love you guys. Take care.
Next